Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Let's go ahead and get in here. Doing the Mortal Empires with the new Malus campaign for Dark Elves. We'll talk about this as we get back in there a little bit more. And special thanks to Delicto for the generous donation for sponsoring this campaign. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. Just $30 for 15 episodes. And let's go ahead and get to it. So, Legendary, very hard. Suitable climate is jungle and mountain, in addition to frozen and chaotic. You have to work around Zarkon, which we'll show you that when we get in there. You get military alliance with Nagarond. And then you get a 20% discount on recruitment and 50% upkeep for Cold Ones and Chariots. Those units really aren't that great. The Tier 5 Cold Ones are okay. We'll talk about that when we get in there, but I think he's the weakest Legendary Lord for the Dark Elves. I don't know if you want to play him, if it's like your first time playing Dark Elves, but he has a good challenge campaign for several reasons that we'll talk about as we go in there. I think that Malekith and Hellebron are definitely way stronger, and then I also think that Lokir, possibly even Marathi, might be stronger. Although, I don't know, Marathi's kind of on the weak side as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and get in here. Now, I appreciate everyone being patient with me as well. I've been really sick over the last month and a half or so with some respiratory thing. I still got a little bit of a cough, but and this campaign is really challenging to start with. It's actually, I think that this is harder than the SFO on Legendary early on, which is the Steel Faith overall mod that I usually play on, for a few reasons that we'll talk about when we get in there. But this is a terrible start position. I mean, this is one of the worst start positions in the whole game. It's like, it's not probably quite as bad as like Skarsnik, but it's really rough on Legendary. As you start off, you have this island place in the bottom right, which we'll show you right off the bat. But then your main place up top, every single one of the towns is abandoned. So you have to go and colonize each town, which costs more money, and you can't field an army. We'll talk about it when it gets up there. But the main thing I want to show you here about this island is that this is green, which means you can occupy it without penalty. But there really are not good resources here. There's one port. The rest are not even ports. That one has furs. That's it. You're not going to be able to trade because it's not connected with your capital up top.
The strange beasts that thrive.
This is really not a very good value proposition, these islands, for how much trouble they are to try to get and maintain. The main problem here is this. This is red. Desert is red for you. Badlands are red for you, which means on Legendary, it's not happening. You're already going to have really bad public order. See, all of this is red. You're already going to have terrible public order as the Dark Elves because of the slave mechanic, and each red town is -3 public order. So if you have 3 red towns in a province, that's -9. On Legendary, you have -12. So you're looking at -21 to start with. Even if you get all 3 public order buildings, that's only +18 in a 3-town province. So it's just almost impossible to manage a fully red zone. And even if you do manage it, like, public order-wise, your money's, like, cut in half. The growth is terrible. All your buildings cost more. It's just really, really, really bad. So if we hover this, suitable climate, I don't know if it's not going to actually show us these red regions, but basically you're surrounded by hostiles. Everything's red and uninhabitable for the most part. There's a couple of yellows sprinkled in there, but it's not worth it. You're going to be continually getting backdoored and infested by Skaven. Nobody likes you. It's just not worth it to hold this place. Like, this place is green, but it's not going to be that much money. You're going to have to spend a lot of gold in the early game to take down the Lizardmen because they are very, very strong in the early game, especially with the Saurus Warriors. They just have a ton of health, a lot of armor. They hit really hard with 52 weapon strength. So you're going to have to drop all your early game money into taking those guys out. And these Corsairs, it feels like they have been nerfed a little bit. Like, their defense, it's been a while since I played the base game, but their defense is really low at 28 compared to what I remember them being. They do have nice armor, but they're okay. So what does that mean? that means we're getting rid of this stuff and we're not even going to try for it. I think it's fool's gold down here, so it's an interesting concept, but the fact that they...
My time, my talents.
Okay, we got a gravedigger, that's good. The fact that a lot of the places aren't even yellow, they're just straight up red, means that it's just not viable. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I guess we'll just do as much damage as we can, because we're going to delete these units.
Stay in control. It shall be mayhem. Rise
So we're going to lose this. Yeah, we're just going to see... Oh, we actually won it? Wow. Okay, well, I guess we're going to let it go. We should not have won that.
Treasures and power all to
With
me.
the auto-resolve.
Guided.
So usually I don't auto-resolve that much, but I guess we'll take it. We're just going to let it fall, though.
I can see the void.
Because we're not... I don't want to build up and get the rest of the other stuff. Okay, so we'll just occupy it. Sends you a large sum to bribe you. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it gives you 20,000 gold? Wow. I just gave up on this stuff. I never even tried to auto-resolve that in the previous playthroughs that I ran. Maybe this is supposed to help you out a lot more. You'd have to give up... Huh. Okay. Well, that public order, or that, loyalty would certainly help. I hate giving up the 20,000, but... Okay, well, that's going to help a little bit at the start. And then we're just going to just get rid of everything here. I feel a little dirty for taking that auto-resolve, but we're going to give up this place, and they're eventually going to get it back anyways. It's very expensive to get this property. 400. The thing is, we can't even trade that stuff because of Hag Grafe. If we gave up Hag Grafe and took the 20,000 gold, then we might be able to trade. But most people around here are not going to like us, once again, and all of this is red and yellow. So I just don't think we're going to be able to manage it. And the public order is already -20. On a lesser difficulty level, maybe you could do it. I'm not going to be spending money on that, though. Okay, so we're going to have to kick him. We're going to have to hire somebody else and eventually kick them. So the cheapest, they're all, what, 825? I might like a sorceress. But at the same time, they might be a little mad. We'll just go with her, I guess. So we have to pay the money to replace. That's the only way you can kick a legendary lord out. You can't give them the boot normally. And then with her, we're just going to go ahead. You can kick her, though. So let's kick her out. Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. Whatever. The extra little bit of public order, it'll help some, but it's not going to be a huge game breaker. And we're not going to have a lot of other lords to gain the loyalty with up here, so we'll have this guy for now.
In my stead.
And then we're just going to delete these because whenever you colonize, it does 90% of the damage to all of your units except for single entity units like lords. And we don't have any replenishment, really. So there's not really a huge point in getting that. And I think we might just try to go for Forge to Kill and then reworked crossbows. Because that's for extra range for shades, ammo, and missile damage. This also does upgrade our Black Ark. We can hire the Black Ark back in 5 turns. We don't have to do another right for it, so you're not losing out on that much. Let's go business as usual first. Then we'll get a feel for it. I do like getting Chartered Piracy early for the extra sack money, but I am going to try out getting some more shades. They felt really OP in my other run-through.
Nature's torment.
I'm trying to reacclimate myself to the Dark Elves here. I probably should have also gone for some politics while I still had my bigger army before I deleted it, but whatever.
I am Malus, Lord of the Black Tower.
That's going to give us much there. I want to try to play nice with Harganeth and Malekith and see if we can get them to chill with us. Want to try to get a non-aggro with them because otherwise they will come in and start messing with your property. I mean, these guys do look really weak. I guess if I kept the Black Ark and everything down here, then maybe I could have possibly taken this stuff if I had a couple more units. But the thing is, I feel kind of dirty for that because I tried fighting that first battle a couple of times, and it's almost impossible to do if you're doing it honestly, if you're not just auto-resolving it. So, I don't know. I just want to give it up down there because I feel like it's so hard to win, honestly, on Legendary because I get so many bonus stats. And I hate auto-resolving the win stuff. Okay, so we're just going to hold up on that. We did all that. Okay, we'll talk about more Dark Elf mechanics as we go through here. So, I know that Delicto asked me about the slave mechanic. Slaves are actually pretty hard to come by in this version of the game, the vanilla version of the game, early on. But pretty much, you can decide where your slaves are going to go in your towns, and it gives you a certain percentage of extra income based on the amount of slaves. So if you have a baseline, you're earning 1,000 gold in a province, and you have 1,000 slaves assigned to that province, then it might give you 10% more gold. And so then you might end up getting an extra 100 gold per turn. In exchange for that, you would, probably lose an extra -1 or -2 public order in that province. So like right here, for example, you can see slaves 15%. So the slaves that we won off of that last battle, we ended up getting some of them over here. So we are losing -2 from the slaves right now, and we're gaining, well, you can click on this tab and it'll tell you. We're gaining 112 income, but we're losing -2. You can click here to say no more slaves on this province, and you can click here for even more slaves, and here for just a few more slaves. So you want to put all of your slaves in a place with really high income that also has a lot of public order to support the slaves. Okay, so we have to occupy each one of these places, colonize it. I mean, that's why I think this is one of the worst, because you have to pay basically 3,000 gold to get these places, and you don't gain any experience for killing them. You can't field an army early on, because they're just going to be a waste of time, so it's going to take too long to replenish them. So it's pretty rough. So we could try to be at war with Forgebound. +20 for all units when defending. That's not bad. Okay, we'll probably declare war on them at some point.
Speak.
Again.
You stand before the supreme ruler of Nag. I refuse.
And I don't really want to do politics with the rest of these people. We'll just see how it plays out. We might end up killing them. And we're gonna hold on to the shade building for now. Like I said, I might be more willing. This feels like this would be the more fun way to do it. I just, if everything down here was green, if you could just like occupy all property, then I might actually try it out. It'd be fun. It's just the red and the yellow is just too much. It's too difficult to handle. On Legendary anyways. Now, one thing that we're playing around here, you have that, you hear the demon talking to us, there's that little bar in the middle as well. You get +2 on that, regardless of whether Malus is on the field or not, every turn, unless you're sitting in a town. And it goes all the way up to 10. When you get to 10, you get these -50% replenishment. You can warp and turn into the demon, which is pretty strong in combat. It's alright. So you get that, which is kind of handy. But if you go all the way down to here, then you get +10 public order, -50% building cost, which is great. Extra loyalty for everybody. And you get this unlock the right of the War Master, which is 12,000 gold, and it gives you a bunch of tier 4 and tier 5 beasts. So it's kind of like the Mazda Mundi. The Mazda Mundi right. So that's what we're going to be playing for. We're just saving up for a little bit. And then we're eventually going to be playing for that right here in a little bit. Having that extra little bit of money here is kind of handy, though, to start with. Okay. And we can't bring back our... need to get that Black Ark online soon, but we got 3 turns on that. Okay. So we're just going to keep chilling. So yeah, with that bar, most of the time, you just kind of want to leave it around 10. Now, if you only run with Legendary Lords, which is what I kind of learned the hard way in one of those run-throughs that I was trying, then the loyalty doesn't really matter. But like what happened, one of my sorceresses defected off of like 4 loyalty, I'm pretty sure, in one of the campaigns, and that was it. I wasn't even running Malus because he's pretty weak early on, and you can't get magic.
Lord of the wild things. Yes.
You can't get any magic, so I was just using like a beast sorceress.
Death would be a more merciful punishment than this.
Okay, we just want to get all of these to like tier 2 at least, so we can get public order and money building. So we could go ahead and grab that. I think we'll go ahead and do that. We are going to get 50% off of all the buildings here soon, but... So yeah, it's just kind of awkward, kind of a boring first few turns, but we will try to fight Alyssa here soon, but you just have to go around and occupy all of these places and build them up. And then we're going to do that beast mode. Hopefully we can keep... We're not going to keep all the beasts, but hopefully we can keep 4 or 5. We're hoping for 2 black dragons, and ideally, like, at least 1 Hydra, maybe 2 Hydras. And then we'll go from there. And then we're going to bring in a bunch of the Shades. Because Shades seem really strong.
You have 10 heartbeats to make your case.
No. Shades seem pretty strong to me. Because, like, a bunch of the units have way less base health, but the missile damage is very similar. Like, Shades still do 30, like, heavy armor-piercing damage, and a lot of, like, entry-level, like, units are only going to have, like, 7,000 health or something. In SFO, they have, like, a lot of infantry is going to have, like, 12 to 15,000 health, even entry-level stuff, so those Shades can really mow people up. What's that? Is that a rebellion? It doesn't look... Is that the same color? Who is this? It's tribe. Okay, I guess that it's just the color is a little off. Yeah, so he's going to come down and get us here soon, which is fine. But yeah, how you get this down to full control again is you have to drink these potions, and this costs 25 more gold per turn. And the only way to get rid of it is to fulfill this quest, Elixir Recipe, where elixirs don't have any cost, but you have to control 10 provinces. So pretty much you're going to be sitting on this most of the time. minus casualty replenishment rate, and your lords are going to be bleeding out loyalty a lot of the time. So it's kind of a negative, I feel like. I mean, he is strong in combat, but hopefully these beastmen won't betray us.
Fangs and talons.
They could still technically raid our property without breaking our non-aggression, but hopefully they'll go find something else to do. So once we get those beasts and some shades, we're going to go through the blue tree with our lord and just try to get the cost reduction in lightning strike and healing as fast as possible. We could go into the red tree, but we're going to have such a diverse set of things probably. You know, we'll probably have some corsairs, some spears, some shades, some beasts. That when you have a really diverse army, I think just going for the blue tree, if you have strong stuff in the blue on legendary, is really good. So here comes Alyssa. Usually she rolls up and starts raiding near Hoggrave.
But the only promise I make is to seek profit from this meeting.
Yeah, she starts raiding near Hoggrave. Which looks kind of spooky, because she'll have a 20 stack, but once we summon those beasts up... Okay, so we got him back. Alright. You want to get your Black Ark online as fast as possible, because that's where we're going to do most of our hiring. You can actually hide in a port now, too. Alright, so it does cost more money per turn, but...
Dreadlord of Nagara.
Put him in here. And then... Yeah, we want to go with that at first, and then eventually we do want to get over to this. We just want to get the growth up. And then once we get to tier 4, we can kind of take this around with us most places, and that's where we're going to hire, like the Blackguard of Nagaron, Hydras, Sorceresses. Like, there's going to be a lot of good stuff. We can even hire some Corsairs right now, which I am probably interested in.
Ready to ravage.
Okay, so we do want to replace him with Malus.
Darkblade.
And we'll just go ahead and dash over here.
The torment.
And we are still getting 3,600 per turn. So I think we can just go ahead and grab... Oh, we can hire spears too because we're sitting in the town. Does that give us double upkeep production? Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Okay, so we could do... No, those both count as Admiral. Admiral hires. Okay, so you can't hire the normal town stuff even if you're sitting in the town. Yeah, okay, so we get spears for level 1. Now, spears are interesting because they have that 40 melee defense. They have 65 total melee offense and defense versus these guys have 70. So these are definitely a bit stronger, but the thing is they don't have shields. They just get melted like hard by any like dark shards or shades that you're facing, because these are just like pretty much all armor piercing damage. So having that 80 armor seems really good, but it's not very good against the missile fire that Dark Elves are throwing down, because everything is cross bolts.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Okay, let's go ahead and hire a couple units here. Let's get, I guess we'll grab a couple of those.
Losing my grip.
Okay. Now we're gonna need to do our operation. I think we need about 13,500 to 14,000 gold in order to drink 2 potions and then summon the beasts in 1 turn. And maybe I shouldn't have bought that turn. Maybe I should have waited. Because I'm not gonna do anything with them over the next couple of turns, you know. Although I do get a big discount for them sitting in sitting on the Black Arks anyways, so maybe it's worth, we'll see. But yeah, we need to do that, and then we need to try to use the 50% discount while we can on our buildings and upgrade a lot of our buildings. Well, this has paid a pretty good amount. Like I said, I feel a little dirty about it auto-resolving it because I feel like I would pretty much never be able to win that. It'd be very difficult for me to win that manually. But, you know, this campaign's so troll anyways at the start, having to, like, occupy all of these things.
I am consumed.
That I'm okay with it. Doing it once early on.
Bring an inferno.
Okay, so colonize.
My ascension assured.
Okay, and then I think we're just gonna go for demand. Demand highborn hostages. Go ahead and level this up, and then we'll wait on to hire or to build this stuff over the next couple of turns. So here we're going for Root Marcher, and then we're just gonna go down probably for. This gives you more slaves, but this gives you more like sack income. Probably not going to raid that much, though. I don't know if we should get Dreaded Slaver or Infamous Raider. Maybe Dreaded Slaver. And then we want to get to Quartermaster, Renowned and Feared, Lightning Strike, and Elven Healing. A lot of his specialty stuff is not is not really that great. Like some of these, it's like some Zarkon buffs that are all right. He has to get one of these over here. Like the 20% damage is good. Minus 10% upkeep for his army is good, and some campaign movement range. Like he's got some all right stuff, but it's not really like that insane. The 30% replenishment rate's pretty nice when he's Zarkon though. So there's a couple of decent things in there, but it's not anything that's that crazy. Okay.
Fire.
So here, so we have to decide now if we want to hire like some shades or not. Now the upkeep looks really cheap here because this building, they changed this in the most recent draft where it gives you 60% upkeep for your province. So that is one thing. So they know that they're kind of screwing you over with not having anything occupying this stuff. So they're trying to help you out a little bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the shades just to save a couple of turns hiring. Alright, let's keep going. Technologies, we're almost at business as usual. Do we want this right now? These masters are pretty bad. I'm probably not ever gonna use them. They're just like worse versions of the hag witches or whatever. I think we'll just wait on that. In a few more turns, we'll try to get Dark Elf Manors. Could also just go straight for this, but at tier 3, there's some pretty good stuff. Like getting the bolt throwers would be pretty good at tier 3. But anyways, all right. You do get like a random, or not a random, you get to choose a hero once Malus gets to tier 5. I don't think you get to choose which sorceress you would get, you just get a random sorceress.
Grows, my lord. News of your conquest spreads far and wide.
Nice.
You're developing
bit extra money.
Bloodshed becomes me.
Okay, and then
This hurts. Increase the pace.
what we're gonna do now is we're gonna dash over here and see if I don't think she's gonna go to war with us. But if she stays here,
Stop polluting my soul with your words. There is little left of me. Zarkan knows.
See if I can bring him out of this port. Why not? Oh, because he used all the movement. I should have maybe pulled him out of the port and then let him get in. But I don't think they're gonna attack me here. Last time she ran away. We'll see. And then next turn we're gonna double drink the potion and hire the beasts, and then we will buy all the buildings. Okay. The intern timer changes are pretty nice. So we will get to a good fight this episode. It's just the first 5 or 6. There's not any... You can't build an army. Because they're just gonna, you know, get messed up by the colonization process. Okay, where... Is she still there? She's gonna love this.
The torment, my decision, not yours.
Alright, so we're gonna double pop potion. Alright, let's get our gambling hands on here. I think it's worthwhile to do this gamble. This helps you catch up because you just basically wasted 5 turns without being able to hire anything. So it's very expensive, but you have saved a lot of money because you didn't hire anything. So this is kind of your catch-up mechanic here. You can only do it once every 50 turns, but realistically, you're probably going to do this once in the campaign early on if you choose to do it at all. Okay, so we want Hydras, Black Dragons. Let's do it.
Supreme Sorceress of Frost.
Oh, we did get a Sorceress too, which is nice. Yes! Oh, this is the best one that I've got so far, I think. We got 3 dragons, usually only get 2, and we got 2 Hydras. And this is a good pull right here.
I command.
So, for some reason, in what I've seen so far, you can actually trade.
In my stead.
Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna have to delete a lot of these, but 10. Guess we can try out the Medusa.
To the ends.
It doesn't take your movement for some reason when you very first hire an army. So now we can attack her and run her down. I do kind of want this Black Ark upgrade. Growth is pretty nice. The sack money is so good though. You get a little bit of upkeep reduction for Corsairs, which are they're still pretty strong. They're just really weak to missile fire, but they are very good against other spears and swords early on. Really want that though. All right, let's go for this. I want the Black Ark. And then I want this stuff. I don't know. The sack is so much money, though. Let's tell you what. Let's just go with the sack. 20% sack money is good. Okay. But now we get to fight her. Now, we are going to have -10 melee attack on everybody, so that's kind of rough. But we're going to have to delete a lot of these things anyways.
Hear the din of war.
Let me see if anyone else is I don't think anyone else is at war with her.
What?
Oh, those beastmen are, but we don't know where they are. Okay.
Supreme Sorceress of Grond.
Ready. Malus comes for you. Nowhere to run. We've tarried long enough.
Yeah, you better think twice before you step up to me like that, sweetheart. Probably just going to be able to auto-resolve this. We're getting backup from everything. Yeah, I think this one I'm okay autoing. Because we're going to delete a lot of this stuff anyways, and we will be able to replenish now. So, we'll get another good fight in here, but this is just going to be a massacre with, like, all of this stuff, plus the settlement.
For the hag! Put the slave masters
See,
to
all of that.
work.
We just killed a 20-stack army that was sitting in our town, and we only get
The
like
quotas must be
272
filled.
slaves. So they, you know, the slaves are nerfed a lot in this
We
game
will
versus how
profit
they are in
from
SFO.
your
Like in
lives.
SFO, you'd be getting like over 1,000.
Your servitude will be mine.
So I think we got to take the money. Like the slaves are nice,
Put
but that's
the
just really not
slave
that much.
masters to work. Surely someone will pay for your miserable lives. Unsuitable shield wall fodder.
Maybe like we can use.
The quotas must be filled.
Cause that's only going to give us like a very small amount of money. I think we got to go with
We
ransom
will
captains for
rough
now.
on the route.
Usually, like 1,000 gold is worth like 100 slaves or so, or not.
I shall savor this triumph.
I don't know. It's tough to come up with an equivalent, but like 100 slaves is not really that much. 100 gold for 100 slaves is what I was thinking of. Okay.
Great gods of Druki.
Alright, so we're just going to go for... I think we decided to go Dreaded Slaver, because we're not going to raid that much. In this version of the game, it takes 50% of your movement to raid. In SFO, raiding is free. It doesn't cost any movement, and it gives you a lot of extra income, and it gives you extra slaves. Which it does in this game as well, but... Okay, so we're going to run down to here.
Get moving.
Alright, and then we're going to
Feel my
probably
power.
delete her. She's fire, which is pretty good. Yeah, we're going to delete this stuff.
Limitless.
Delete
Lord
her.
of the
Okay,
Black.
he leveled up. Now your Black Hearts can level up a little bit too. We'll go with the same deal. Wreathed in okay, so we can get an additional 24% off also, and they already have, I forgot how much the Black Heart discount is. It's a lot though. 52%. So we can get to where the Black Arc units are almost free if we go down the blue tree.
Dreadlord of Nagara.
Okay, so now
Warbound.
I don't like her. I think these are pretty weak. They only have 30 armor, 30 melee attack as soon as this debuff wears off. 30 armor, 30 melee attack, 34 defense, 390 weapon strength. They're too much for what they are, I think. They don't even have poison. They do have an okay ranged attack, but I just think they're not that great. And these also... Now, these are really cheap with Malus, though. I mean, 47 gold is dirt cheap. So maybe we can keep some of these around, but... You gotta get rid of this.
Malus Darkblade.
This is gonna be too expensive to... Because remember, I'm getting 60% off right now, so that means this is gonna go up by, like,
Elation in victory.
60%. So we're gonna be in the red. These are like okay, but they're not insane. So we'll get rid of one of these.
Tyrant of
Then
the
I
Hag.
like definitely keep the dragons. Dragons are extremely strong. They're worth every penny. There aren't a lot of anti-large stuff that we need early. This dude's okay. You know, he's got pretty good armor. He does get a nice bonus versus large. We aren't going to face a lot of large early on. I guess, you know, some of the guys might have horses and things like that that could be okay. But, like, this could be okay against those. But this debuff here, the -8 leadership is nice. So I do want a couple of those. These are way better. Because they have this, like, big regeneration. They have Fiery Breath, which does, like, pretty good damage to people coming in. But the big thing is they just have so much regeneration. And they just do a lot more damage. Like, just in battle, you'll just notice that they just end up doing way more damage over time. They have scaly skin. Do these guys have scaly skin also? Yeah, they both do, but I don't know. Like, the Hydras just put up big numbers in fights from what I've noticed. Those do have higher weapon damage and poison. I don't know what it is about the Hydras. I think it's just that massive regeneration that they get. Now they get 4 times, they get this huge regeneration. So I think we'll get that, and then maybe get rid of 2 of these. I want some more shades. Okay, so let's get rid of 2 of these. Maybe we do just get rid of the Feral Manticore.
I always bring doom.
Because the thing is with this guy, when he gets attacked, he goes berserk, and he'll just, like, run down into some spears, and you can't really control him. Like, he is good for the price, but if we already have 3 flyers... 6 shades. Need a bit more. I guess these guys can operate as frontline too if we keep them out of spears. We are going to need to, like, protect these shades, but shades do pretty good damage though in melee combat. Maybe get rid of one of these. I hate to do it because they're so cheap, but
by the Lord of Murder. Cursed.
okay, I think that looks a lot more well balanced. That'll give us a 5 infantry front line with Hydras as support and Carabitus as a support. A couple of good flankers, flyers with Dragon's Breath. Looks pretty good to me. Alright, yes. Okay, I'm feeling good about this campaign now. Feeling good. Hopefully. Now we're about to get trolled, I know. But, okay, Temple of Cain. I never knew you got that buff early on for the public order because I never even, like, did that battle down there. Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to, like, it was going to be really hard to win it manually. Okay. Kragnorth Deep, or this place has the eggs, which are nice. So we'll go ahead and upgrade that. And then we'll grab the exotic animal trainers, I think. Yeah, that should give us more money than just a normal one of these. So we want to buy, you want to upgrade everything you possibly can while we have this right here, right now, because we get the 50% off all buildings. Now, it doesn't apply to this, right? No, it does not apply to the Black Ark, but... Okay, let's go ahead and bring this Black Ark down here. Why can't we move? Oh, because we're hiring stuff out of them? Okay, hang on.
Dripping hafts.
So now we should be able to move down here.
Tyrant of Nagaroth.
The reason I want to do that is I want to do Dread Expansion. And that should give some more replenishment. There we go. Okay.
Elation.
Alright, this place is public order. How is this place hanging on? Events, buildings, difficulty, taxes, faction. Oh, because now we're getting plus 10 public order everywhere for a turn. And then it's going to drop down to plus 5. Okay. I mean, this place is not giving us a ton of money. It's okay, but that buff with the public order early on is going to help. Because if you don't get that buff, then you just have rebellions you have to keep dealing with on this province for a long time. And that's why I'm just prioritizing, like, getting torture posts ASAP. And we'll get rid of the shade building next. We'll put in something else. Either some money or public order or something. Okay. Now this is a squad right here. I mean, some of those times, like, I've seen times where I got, like, 6 or 7 Medusas or 6 or 7 Chariots, which are just, like, a total waste. One time I only got 1 Black Dragon and, like, no Hydras.
Vermin seen in the mines of Hag Grief.
Dude, if you got, like, 3 or 4 dragons and, like, 6 Hydras, it'd be on. But, no, I don't want y'all to fight them. I want that property. Yeah, they're coming down to kill us now, right? Yeah, they got their 20 stack rolling up. So it would have taken so much to deal with this. We had no business winning that first fight anyways, for being, you know, fully honest here. I don't know why it gave us
and carnage
public order favor on that, but... Okay, so we're losing that. But that's okay. Okay, we were actually getting gems. Huh. Okay, so I guess it gave us the gems. So I guess we were getting the money off of gens. Which faction did that? Nagorond, okay. I thought that you couldn't trade those. I guess it comes to your capital and then you can trade anywhere on your capital. But like, okay, then we couldn't trade like with any of the factions down here because it's not within range of our capital. So I guess if you did hold this property, you would get the gems and you would get like the furs. Maybe. I still think it's just too much early on. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but we're gonna go into the red here in a second. But we should be able to do a number on Alyssa here. Now we can have our Black Ark actually take this, so it doesn't cost as much movement.
The price of failure is high.
To work, brethren.
I approve of these dark deeds. Black-hearted dreadlord.
We should be able to reinforce here, I think. Some of it's kind of buggy.
I must not fail.
Okay, that should definitely be reinforcement.
Lord of the Black Court.
Okay, yeah.
The thrill of battle awaits.
Crown of Command, okay.
Take everything.
I think we sack.
Bring me their
We could
treasure.
loot and occupy.
I want it destroyed.
This is going to cause some public order problems, but we should be able to go straight south and fix that.
Is mine. We'll retrieve it from your corpse.
I'm not sure if we're going to have enough movement to do a loot and occupy again. Oh my god, really?
By Cain.
Was that expensive? Alright, we're going to have to kick a couple of things here. Maybe we can combine a couple of shades or something, but why is it so much? Are shades really 300 gold a piece?
Glorious carnage.
Wow, man, maybe they are. Okay, well, I got to get that price down. I guess, yeah, it's almost 100% more gold rather than 50% because you're getting a 60% off of
Tyrant of the Hag.
a certain amount. Now, we are going to be able to get some more money here soon, but...
Everywhere ruined.
Okay, so this wasn't as ruined as it could have been.
By the Lord of Murder.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll combine these.
Pain dripping hafts.
So what's not negotiable? We cannot get rid of dragons.
I shall save.
I want
this
one Carabides. I want the Hydras.
Malus Darkblade. What
Get rid of one of those. Get rid of these, I guess.
Unscrupulous.
2 or 3 turns. How much are we trading right now? %19. Wow.
Canes, I have little time or love for diplomacy.
Can I not trade with them? I guess not. I don't know.
Overlord, you stand before the supreme.
Powerful enchantress.
Nagaroth warrior.
We do get something if we go to war with them. I mean, we could try to befriend the rats. How much money are we gonna get over here? Okay, so that's gonna give us 150, 250. That's like 300 gold more per turn.
Tyrant of the hag.
I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to hit them in one turn or not.
No lagging. Press on.
Dreadlord of Nagaroth.
I don't know if that includes Black Ark recruitment or normal recruitment. If it was Black Ark recruitment, I'd be down with that. Costing less. And then we're probably not going to be... Well, we might capture more than people would think, because it's nice to use this to occupy a place so that your land army can move faster, so... it's for the Lord's army. I guess we'll go with this.
Songs shall be.
And we might be running out of money here again soon.
Craven tail.
Now we could try to trade with the
Smell,
rats.
stink, trusting. Perhaps treaty back. Yes, yes.
21 a turn would be nice. I mean, do I really need his property? I mean, it's just Hotech. Now, he's probably going to cause some public order issues, but we could also just try to kill him and take his stuff.
By the Lord of Murder.
Okay, I think we can maybe hold out long enough. Working on, yeah, we are working on more money from sacking settlements. How Starag Core. Okay, over there we get Siller. Non-character unit. Okay, it seems terrible. Forge Bound, 2 turns. We get How Clear. I mean, that's pretty good. We'll wait a turn, then we'll go aggro on him, I guess. An expensive army here.
Speak, but the only promise I make is to seek profit from this meeting.
I mean, if we get really hard up, maybe we can start like wheeling and dealing with these other factions to try to get a little money out of them with non-aggressions and things like that. Surprised Mung and the other Norskin dudes haven't come for us yet either. Ark Hall. Okay, nice. So we did get a little bit of extra money. Because we do have a decent chunk of slaves. Well, not really. Where are our slaves? Get rid of that at Obsidian Peaks for now. I thought we... Okay, so we have like 500 slaves. And it's only given us... like 5% or something, I guess, extra. Yeah, I guess every 100 slaves or so is about 1%. I'm nowhere even close to hitting them in one turn. The movement restrictions are absurd here. Okay. Run over to... Wait, let me make sure she's not that strong. No, she's not. She has no army. Okay. I know that because she has a full yellow bar. Okay, so let's just run to like right here.
Ill-considered. Speak. Malus, Darkblade, venture forth.
Tyrant of Nagaroth.
Yeah, we're not upgrading anything over here right now. We should get a little bit more money next turn.
Yes.
Who seeks the mistress of Harganeth?
Me.
Malekith. So, you think you can lead the Truki? You forget yourself.
Mighty am I.
I kind of feel like I want to just kill them, but... So I do have to declare war on Forgebound if I want that item. They're kind of far away from me, but I could also see them just beeline and just take out my port and start backdooring me if I go to war with them. That is a pretty nice item. On defense, you get a lot of bonuses, but I really don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with them coming after my port and just like messing me up and start just like coming over here and killing all this. I just can't afford that right now. So I think we'll just pass.
Traitors shall get their dues.
I'm just gonna sack and occupy Carcharodon, and then after that we'll feel it out.
I am Malus, tyrant of Hag Grief.
Oh, it does look good. But I'm kind of leaning towards killing the rats at this point. While I'm down there. Alright, we're about at an hour here. Sorry we didn't get any manual fights. I don't think we got any manual fights this episode. We'll try to get some next episode. That's fine. Okay, so they might actually make us fight this one. We'll see. If they do make us fight it, then we'll start off. Okay, yeah, they're gonna make us fight, because I'm not taking that many casualties. Hell, we'll go ahead and fight. I really hate doing episodes without without a manual fight, so we'll get this one in here. Obviously, like, dragons and hydras and all that stuff are siege attackers, so you don't have to have a battering ram or anything. It is nice, like, if you have a wall cracker, but you pretty much, on Legendary, you never want to sit around for siege equipment. It just costs too much money and takes too much time. Okay, so we'll just send... Right, we'll send him up on the walls. Just send probably these up the walls. We may not even need those. And then these we're gonna hide over here. Can't believe shades are that expensive, but they are extremely strong, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I want the Hydras really kind of soaking majority of the early damage here because they regenerate.
Striking out! Shades! Kill everything! Moving out! Druki, forward! Carnage awaits! On to slaughter! Lord of the Hag! Shades! Advancing! Nagarothi, going! Druki! Die, weaklings! Murder awaits! Darkblade!
Yeah, they opened the door. Okay, we gotta get it in.
Burn it! Burn it all! Demon bow! Make them bleed! Rookie!
Dang, they took down those gates quick. I don't remember them. Okay, I guess they burn the gates way faster in this than they do in SFO. Okay, let's get these guys in here.
Slaughter them! Blighted one! Doom comes! Onward! Advance, Druki! We understand. They'll die! Who says? As you say. Once. Slash! Kill! Massacre! We are ready. It is done. Shades! To destruction! Onwards to murder! Terror and death! I am death! Fight
Wait,
Drakira!
why is that thing firing?
Battle ready!
Bro, get down here. Let's go.
To their graves! Shades!
We need to get out of that.
Forward! Murder awaits!
Why are we climbing?
Onward!
What's going on?
Tyrant of battle!
I don't understand this pathing, though. Okay.
Certain death! Hold
trying to get in range for the leadership break.
Advancing! Now!
That should be it. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. So my individual dudes took a little hit. Not a big deal. Got my big old beasts. This is why we're going down the blue tree. We want to be able to save the 25% gold if we can. The shades are definitely a bit more expensive than I remember. I thought they were like 220 gold or something. I guess they're like 300. Oh, I can remove that shade building too. I forgot to delete that building. That'll help out because then I can put another like money building in there probably. Which remember, your money buildings are even more than they appear with the Dark Elves if it's in a main slaver town. Well, I forgot there's some items floating around that I need to hand over to him too.
Sack these hovels! Reap their lively onwards!
That's what I'm talking about. There are just some bugs because Sterag Core is not. Oh, who did that?
I shall savor this triumph.
Okay. Wait, did I complete that or not? I don't know. I guess the Beastmen burned it or something? It's either Skaven or Beastmen. I don't think the Skaven are over there yet. Yeah, it's Beastmen because there's chaotic activity. Okay, so that means I need to hire a lord and have a lord just go over there and occupy that then.
Darkblade!
Colonize it, which is annoying. That does mean I don't have to send my main force over there to deal with that, which that part is nice. Okay, so Dreaded Slaver. And then just occupy.
There will be no retreat.
Great gods of Druki.
33, don't need that. Don't need to recruit. The chaotic stuff is gonna be an issue. We're gonna have to go deal with that.
The people are displeased.
And we still do have a bit of a discount here. We have a 10% discount. I don't think we're selling all of our dragon eggs. Not even close. I mean, I do want torture posts, but let's go ahead and sell this. But I also really, really want money.
Cease your provocations.
Difficulty, taxes, and slaves. Oh, now we're getting 10% money from slaves. Okay. So that's going to be a little bit more. So we're getting 150 from slaves. I mean, the slave pens are pretty good too because they give you how many slaves do we have right now? So we would get 100 gold more per turn if we got this. Yeah, it's 10 gold more, and then income from slaves overall is plus 10%. So that would give us 100 total extra slaves, slave money, and then it would increase the amount by 10%. So that would give us like 230 in slave money, and then an extra 10% for 23. So we got like 123 gold a turn. which is where we want to be eventually. But also don't want to have to run up there and deal with that public order stuff. Faction, commandment. Didn't I just unlocked something, right? We don't need a black arc. 2 turns here. We need this one, this Gift of the Witch King. This right here, income from the replenishment, income from slaves, and post-battle loot and all that is really, really nice. We'll probably do that when we try to fight the Skaven. But we'll handle that next episode.
Do not vex us further.
We'll probably just throw the money down, since the public order's like kind of okay. And then maybe throw a public order here or here. I don't know, but like right here, we'll probably just throw down some money. That's 150. This was... How much was this? This is going to give us basically 120, but it's way, way more expensive. So I think we'll go with that for now. And we'll hold off on upgrading this for a little bit. I mean, even if you have to sell this later, if this is just operational for like 4 turns, so like 6 turns in the future, if you sell it, you get like 60% of your money back. So if you're not sure what to do with the building slot, just put a money building there and just sit on it for like 5 turns. And if you need to change it into something else, it's fine. Just sell it and change it into something else. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. And we'll definitely get some big fights next episode, probably going for the Skaven. And we'll see y'all then. Have a good day.